Indigenous villagers from Minzu in Namashia Township perform at the Kaohsiung Dome on November 1st. The Christian choir is singing a song composed by the Buddhist charity慈济in the 8-part harmony style of the Bunong tribe. The mixtures of cultures and faiths comes together in one cry. Every one of the singers is a victim of Typhoon Morakot.
A lot are newcomers, but they were eager to take part. They said since慈济wants to invite us, we are duty-bound to take our culture to the world stage.
Some of the members of the Minzu village 8-part harmony choir died in the August 8th disaster. Village elder Liu Yuan-chun, who tragically lost his son and younger brother, put his grief aside to train new choir members. He put them through a vigorous series of rehearsals to display the best of Bunong culture. It wasn't easy. The villagers who lost their loved ones and property had little faith in the future and trusted no one, including Tzu volunteers who were offering them new homes.
At first, a lot of our elders, when Tzu got into contact with us, were worried that Tzu would drag us into their religion. But after getting to know each other over time, we understood that Tzu didn't discriminate between religions.
Zhang Fansheng's family of 5 were also moved by the blue and white uniformed volunteers. His wife says they escaped death by a hair's breadth. If she had not seen the landslide swallow up the family home of 30 years before her eyes, she says she would not have believed it.
It was gone in a few seconds. It was unbelievable. I didn't know whether to cry or what. But then I thought, if it's gone, it's gone. As long as we're still alive, we have a chance to get it back.
The family is currently sheltering at a military school, where Zhang Fansheng and his wife have started volunteering. When the couple do not have temporary work to go to, they sweep and mop the floor at the dormitory. They're even persuading their fellow community members to recycle.
It's environmentalism. The globe is warming up, so we are doing our best to cut emissions. We do what we can. In our environmental work, we have to do a good job.
It's been 100 days since the 8/8 disaster. We follow flood victims back to Changhuangkeng in Tainan County's Nanhua Township. The old mining community was completely swept away.
This main door was all mud. It was up to here. See, the water was as high as this.
Looking around the now uninhabitable home, Jiang Huang Xiumei says in the past 3 months, each time she thinks of the disaster, the emotional trauma comes flooding back.
See, it was flooded up to here. It was water and mud.
Until she received Tzuji's quick and lasting support, the resident did not believe the disaster relief aid she'd seen on television would reach her. On the first night when the entire village was safely evacuated off the mountain, Jiang Huang Xiumei recruited 25 neighbors to become Tzuji members.
Master Zheng Ye helped us so much, so shouldn't we make some charity donations to the Master to help us and help other people?
In the 100 days since the disaster, the blue and white uniforms of Tzu have been a constant and comforting sight. Morakot victims have decided to get back on their feet sooner rather than later. They realize they have to grasp opportunities to build a better tomorrow.
Later, I can move into a Tzu house.
Our community may have gone, but our spirit of unity is even stronger.
The record-breaking rainfall dropped by Typhoon Morakot in early August caused the worst mudslide ever in Namashia Township, Kaohsiung County, with Minzu village suffering the worst. The damage to the terrain has been extensive, with much of the ground either collapsed or newly exposed, leaving behind many hidden dangers that may again cause catastrophe with the next heavy rain. Experts warn that the villages could easily be destroyed again if they are not relocated. In addition, the landslides badly damaged Nazixian River, putting an endangered Taiwanese fish called deep-body shovel-nosed minnow at even greater risk than before. Expert biologists are uncertain if their habitat can be recovered. 100 days after the 8/8 disaster, Dai News is returning to Namashia Township.
Helicopter rescues were the only choice. When the AA disaster burst down upon Namasha Township, the residents fled in a desperate panic. Even now, 100 days passed, the roads to Namasha are still broken. The area's only link to the rest of Taiwan is a small road through the Dapu Chashan village in neighboring Jiayi County. Driving over the mountains along this winding trail, the road is hard to travel. Rocks have been cleared by simply pushing them aside, but at least the road is navigable. After 5 hours of this slow going, we arrive in Namasha Township. The scenes that greet us is tragic. Landslides are merciless killers, devouring schools, churches, and homes alike. Once a haven for children, this school cannot say when classes might start again.
I helped with emergency relief. I was elsewhere and came to help clean. I had arranged for a backhoe, but when I arrived, I wept.
These villagers are honest and simple, arriving each day to help with the work. But no matter how deep backhoes dig, these men and women all know that Namasha Township will not be coming back as before. Looking at the mountains, one sees one gaping hole after another. Environmental and ecological experts also point out that the AA crisis hasn't yet lifted.
You don't know when the next disaster will hit or how nature is going to change the situation. We are very worried that the collapsed areas have become like funnels, and when water gathers at the bottom, they may collapse again. It's terrifying.
Exposed earth without plant protection is like a ticking time bomb and a great threat for villages that lie down the mountain. The Puno have lived here for generations and have been active in working to recover the tiny and endangered deep-body shovel-nosed minnow population. Yet now, the ecology has been ravaged. Compared with before, the once beautiful Nazician River has been changed to piles of mud. The minnows' protected area in the river's upper reaches appears to have been destroyed entirely.
We can easily see now that bamboo forests have weak root systems. That's a big part of this disaster. The first areas to erode were the bamboo forests. So if we want to solve this, we should start with improving the forest areas first.
The deep-body shovel-nosed minnow once swam happily in these waters, and the people of Namasha worked to guarantee its recovery. But this once-in-a-century disaster destroyed everything in moments, reminding us all that nature always has the power to strike back against human depredations. The only means to rebirth for these once beautiful waters and mountains is for humans to retreat and give nature a rest.
Tzu Chi's Pingdong chapter